Hi there, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent licensed in all 50 states and Puerto Rico, founder of CGO, Contractual Guarantees Only. We only look at annuities for what they will do, not what they might do, which dovetails nicely into this very simple but yet tough question. Not really tough for me because I'm gonna hammer this one. Are annuities a scam? The fact that someone wants to know that and watching this video is pretty cool because there's a part of you that says maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm going to answer it in a very unique way as only I can as Stan the Annuity Man after this. So are annuities a scam? The answer is no, but the way they're presented in a lot of cases, the answer is yes. Okay, annuities are contracts that are issued by life insurance companies. So in essence, you're buying a contractual guarantee, which is the reason that we only look at annuities for what they will do, not what they might do, not some hypothetical and theoretical. So when you say, are annuities a scam? The answer is no, because they're contracts. So you just have to understand what the contractual guarantees are. If you're buying annuities for lifetime income, there's 4 products that do that: SPIAs, DIAs, QLACs, and income riders. You can go to my site at theannuityman.com and run quotes all day long for that. And we only ask 2 questions for every single client or potential client. What do you want the money to contractually do? When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? And then an acronym called PIL, which pretty much simplifies how, what annuities solve for. P stands for principal protection. I stands for income for life, L stands for legacy, the other L stands for long-term care. So when we're recommending annuities and you get me on the phone or you email me, Stan at theannuityman.com, and I'm talking to you, I'm going to ask you those 2 questions. I'm going to find out what you're contractually going to solve for. Then I'm going to go quote all carriers, and then we're going to look for the highest number, period, for your situation contractually. Then we're going to look at their ratings, got to be A+ or better for lifetime income, and then you're going to look to me for the recommendation. That's the trifecta. So in my world, top agent out here, licensed in all 50 states and Puerto Rico, biggest staff out there, etc. We know what we're doing, been doing it a long time. We only look at the contractual guarantees. It's not a scam. The scam starts when you get the invitation in the mail, and it says, come to this really expensive steak house and hear about this great product. And typically, and unfortunately, it's always the highest commission indexed annuity product. And that doesn't mean it doesn't matter to us. We only look at contractual guarantees. For us, indexed annuities are a simple delivery system for the income riders for lifetime income. But that's not where the sales pitch happens. And when you say, are annuities a scam? The sales pitch is the scam. Because too many local type agents and some national ones on YouTube will talk to you about upfront bonuses. There's no philanthropists at annuity companies, okay? Upfront bonuses, candy for the stupid. It's also part of the overall contractual guarantee. So when we're quoting everything. We just don't care about that. You also hear market upside with no downside, market participation with principal protection, and they'll show back-tested numbers that look too good to be true because they are, okay? So the scam comes from the presentation. The presentation should be the index annuity was put on the planet in 1995 to compete with CD returns, and since 1995, in the biggest raging bull market of all time, they produce CD returns. Okay, that's great. And they also can provide the highest income rider. They can provide the income rider quote, but then again, when you're looking at income riders, you've answered the questions. I want lifetime income and I want it in the future, which wipes away the indexed annuity, and we're only quoting the income rider. Whatever that's attached to, we don't care. But I always have people say, I just want a reasonable rate of return like 7 to 9%, 10%, maybe 11%. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you on, crack? I mean, money managers would have statues built for them all along Wall Street beside the bull if they got that year after year after year. Well, I've seen it. We're in a raging bull market. Call me in a couple years when things adjust, okay? But for you to believe that you're going to get market upside with no downside, well, he showed me these numbers. He showed them on the screen. Great, he showed them on the screen. Who cares? Are annuities a scam? They can be if they're presented improperly. They can be if they're presented and overhyped fraudulently. They can be if the focus is on shiny things. Upfront bonuses, free long-term care, all like that. If whoever you're talking to other than us, and it should be us, and it will be us eventually, once you get through all of the sales pitch with your son-in-law, listen, this guy called me the other day. We did all the work for him. We showed him the best solution. It was not complicated, but we quoted all carriers and explained it and da-da-da. Did all the work. He emails me back. I'm going to buy it from my golfing buddy's son that just got in the business. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You know why that's fine? A, I don't need the money. I'm doing this to squash hopes and dreams of agents. That's all I'm doing, and advisors. And to get them in line with what I'm talking about. I'm okay with competition. I just need everybody talking the same, just like me. Okay? But I'm okay with him buying it from Golfing Buddy's friend, because Golfing Buddy probably has pictures of this guy in compromising positions, as they say. But I'm happy because he bought the right thing. I'm unhappy and told him so that he used us for that. That's not right. You know that's not right, and you better not do that either. If you're going to let us compete and we come up with the highest thing, unless it's your blood son or daughter, you're being a bad person, okay? So are annuities a scam? The answer is no. Annuities are contracts. Annuities are transfer of risk products that primarily solve for lifetime income, principal protection, legacy, and long-term care. You're transferring the risk to the life insurance company to solve for those things. Are annuities a scam? They're a scam if they're presented for market growth in replacement of actual stocks, mutual funds, ETFs. Yes, they are a scam. Are annuities a scam if I'm buying it for the upfront bonus? Yes, they're a scam. Because there's not a philanthropist at an annuity company that wakes up in the morning and go, you know what? I really like humanity, and in lieu of me running for office, I'm going to give an upfront bonus to the people. Nobody says that, okay? There's 100 pennies in the dollar. They're taking something away, okay? Are annuities a scam if you let them be? Are annuities a scam if you want them to be? Are annuities a scam if you believe what you're being pitched? That's not guaranteed. So a lot of this falls on, not only, it falls on you, it falls on the agents to present it correctly. We do. Contractual guarantees only, you own it for what it will do, not what it might do. But is it a scam? It's a scam if you allow that sales presentation to infiltrate your brain and you believe it's too good to be true, because it is. You bear that responsibility. You bear that responsibility with us working with you to look at the specimen policy, to do the research, to take your time, to ask questions, to go at your speed and make your decisions on your terms and your time frame. You are in control of it being a scam. You are in control of believing the too good to be true pitch. You are in control of only focusing on the contractual guarantees. The industry could solve it as well. If every single annuity type had the same built-in commission that's low, regardless of the type of annuity, then there would be no incentive for the agent to sell something just based on a commission. And unfortunately, that still happens. The other thing the annuity industry could clean up, security industry did this a decade ago plus, is they got rid of the incentive trips. They got rid of them. In other words, you sell enough mutual funds, you go to Bora Bora, right? Not the annuity industry. The annuity industry still is under that incentive trip nonsense. You sell enough of it, you go on the trip. We get obviously, we're the top people out here, so we qualify for everything, right? We haven't been on a trip, not going on a trip ever. Last thing I want to do is spend time at a dinner table with annuity agents. Stab me in the eye first before that happens. Horrific. Okay? I don't want that. Nobody should want that. And the fact that agents want that is disgusting. So are annuities a scam? They can be. But both you and I in combination can combat that with brutal, factual truths. Do me a favor, go to my site at theannuityman.com, shoot me an email, which I will respond, even if it's hateful, stan@theannuityman.com. Just hope and pray to the God above that you worship that I never see in an airport after you tell me that all these bad things about me. No, I'm kidding. I'll give you a hug and give you a hat. Also, too, above my head, I did a video that the carriers hate, but they nod in a closed room. Yeah, he's right. That annuities are commodities. Annuities are commodities. Here's how we do it for you. We shop all carriers for the highest contractual guarantees based on your specific situation. Then we look at the ratings and the financials. A+ or better for lifetime income. And then we look at me for my recommendation. That's the trifecta. That's how it works. Okay? It's that simple. So are annuities a scam? And Stan the Annuity Man's world, nope. In the world out there, yep, can be, but I'm squashing those bugs one at a time. My name is Stan the Annuity Man. See you next time.